Where is everyone?
No rebels, no machine.
啊，对，从这边开始哦。
Over there, by the falls.
Blood of the dead. If that thing.
好，等一下，我先去洗一下脸。好，回来了，回来了。哎呦，好，我们来继续挑战这边啊。上次好像挑战到一半吧，就休息了。好，我们来继续哈。然后我们先，上次好像也是先把人全部干掉嘛。
Right here.
On your lead, Aloy. Nothing will stand in our way now. Grab your gear. We march on Fall's Edge.
啊，我没有电击耶。火焰。
That'll blow if I hit it with my arrow.
We'll do this together. We're under attack.
It's Cavo! You led them right to us!
Hard on yourself. Stick with me. Find them now. Scatter. We've got some ground. Talk to me. Make this quick. We don't have time for this. It'll be your head if she gets away. She could be in the wind already.
有点结束。
How about we call it quits? Be ready for anything. Time? They're bound to come back. Nothing here.
Let's hit that arm or shoot it with the right angle.
火焰难道燃料打得到吗？干，为什么自己人他们在打架啊？What the fuck？ 我操，上面就被打到，你把人打掉还行。他怕什么？忘记了。夜华跟的火。好痛哦！快，他们真的好热色哦！他们给我自己打起来了。痛啊！我操，好痛哦！ 靠腰哎，卡住了，靠背。哦，卡住，靠北。哦，终于成功了！擅自自己打起来了，我被他们搞死哎！
Prepared.
啊，就有这个，哦，可恶，怎么有那个啊？打不破吗？
Cavo, you're bleeding.
I'll be fine. What matters is the attack was stopped. Because of your warning, you saved many lives today.
Come on. Let's get you back to Falls Edge.
I guess I cracked some ribs, too. Go on ahead. I'll see him back to the village.
Okay. I'll let Decca know what happened.
告诉德卡。哦，居然没有。哎，走这条路啊，干嘛一定要走那条路？ 哇，这么乖啊，跑来给我杀！
Three leave, only you return.
为什么他这里面？
Cavo was telling the truth. The rebels had a
哦，
behemoth.
他代替他在里面哦。
Cavo was injured in the battle, but we stopped the attack. Aroke,
Regrets that he doubted the boy. Your grandson proved himself to be honest and brave, Chaplain. He's loyal to the lowland.
so you'll release him?
He's earned his freedom. But it'll take many more deeds to earn back the rest of the clan's trust.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Thank you, Aloy.
Indeed. Falls Edge owes you a great debt. May this begin to repay it.
Thank you.
As soon as you're healed, I have so much to show you.
Welcome back, Cavo.
哦，哎呦，给我子午哎，哎呦，哎，电跟火，那个什么，那个是什么东西啊？啊，盾锁是可以产生能量盾哦。哦，所以他刚刚给我是盾锁，不是啊，是半锁啊，原来是盾锁是什么勾啊？啊，那个第三个142就是盾锁啦。张，哎，蛮酷哎。是，可是，我不知道我不知道要取代什么，取代哪一个哎，因为这个是。如果这个火在这边就最好了，这样的话我这把就可以换掉啊，好烦哦，都重复的，我好讨厌这重复的，没关系，那个就先放着吧。好，那我们这边任务解完了，好，那我们可以把东西拿回去我们的总部了，亚太，是亚太吗？亚太电信，我一直是不是讲错啊？以太啦，说错了，以太，我们把我们以太带回去啊。哎，那个，我们用那个传送的比较快。等一下那边可不可以传送啊？不行的话我就傻眼了。不行哎，不会吧？用走的？只能传到那边去了。都再走进去。
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
I was scouting northwest of here, near the village of Saltbite. There's a place there where the ground is made of metal. Don't know what it means, but it can't be good. Be wary.
Appreciate the warning.
哦，练筑场哎，
Made of metal?
练筑场。哎呦，练筑场又可以覆盖咯，朋友。
There's a cauldron. There's machine overrides. Race? I definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind.
Oh, 呛，可还是那么剧烈。
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha. They call it a concussion beat party or
音
something.
乐
Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy!
Erend, you're all better. And you're here.
Well, he tells me that our savior needs our help after all. And who am I to refuse?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
哎呦，开房间了吗？
Okay.
开房间了，哎呦哎呦哎呦哎呦！干嘛？跟你没关系，我不会跟你有关系的。
Oh, and I delivered your message to Talana. She headed for that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest.
同伴对话有一个人心，今天他表示有新对话。哎呦，所以要看就对了。对，新对话。
Called themselves vegetarians.
From what I'm reading, all the old ones wanted to eat was this stuff called chocolate.
Chocolate， 我也喜欢吃。
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
可是怎么都蜡烛啊？
Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl. How's, training with Zoe?
You know we really are training. Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course.
他们应该知道远峰的那些有的。
You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory, and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside, without the knowledge from Apollo to guide them.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
I'm guessing you've spoken with Kotallo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second, I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long?
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready.
怎么还有啊？
How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Erend definitely curses the most.
Erend.
But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
理智断线，理智断线的 key 崩是吗？
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship too. But still, a tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from
杀
resurrecting
我死，杀死我吧！
Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough. Think you can hold the fort while I'm gone?
If Aaron stops listening to the same music over and over again, maybe. We'll be fine.
不错哦，都在使用 focus。
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
Have you gone back to plain sight?
I think so, but I wouldn't know what to tell him. The chorus already.
抱歉，我又忘记了，我要关掉才对。
If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
为了大义。
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes. The Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids. But Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me. You've spoken with Kotallo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
哦，所以说他对我们同伴不爽，就对了。
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones.
哦，学他们的语言。
The data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. it does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did, though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here, it is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
哇，这里还这么多啊！
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I believe I've met them already. I was hoping you could tell me more about the land gods.
For generations, they provided for us. Seeding and harvesting the fields of Plainsong. Food for all. A miracle of endless bounty. A blessed land, providing sustenance for my people. Until the derangement. They had always enriched the soil, but for several seasons they that is why I must find a way to heal.
所以就是没看过说这个是白色的，有看过的话，它就暗掉。
You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
It couldn't have been easy, seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. Right, I should probably go.
I shall return to our training then.
艾伦德。
Hey.
Hey.
A nice place.
Well, it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But, don't worry. There's nothing I can't handle.
Right. How are you settling in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land, when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
So, you've met our new friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
So, Talana came by the base?
Yeah, more like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least. Only Karja I've ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
我忘记塔拉娜到底是谁嘞？塔拉娜到底是谁啊？
It doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the Forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom.
他就是借由 focus 找到他姐。
It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah. I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those.
他当然要用果酱。
Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both.
他话不多哎，因为他出场没有很常出场。哎，那我们的那个朋友嘞
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
我们收集了，这么好。
What's this room?
This would have been an access point for advanced training modules on terraforming operations. And while those modules were deleted when the Apollo database was destroyed, I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Well, that's something.
叫我们那个人呢？哦，这里哦。
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Aloy.
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then.
所以他就是不要让我想，让我不要我不要想，我只要动手就好了。
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago, that you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine, as you wish. My parents were killed in skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light, from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
当上元帅啊。
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself. Even though well, I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilled rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines that answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
他训练好短啊。
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
我觉得他少一只手的时候更猛哎。
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. May the 10 walk with you.
刚刚有个覆盖指令场哎。开始追踪工作，看一下。需要宽口瘦长牙，宽口瘦长牙。宽口瘦长牙，所以说打到材料的话就可以覆盖就对了。哦，そうですね。那我们先去那个改
I just think she talks a lot.
这里吗？不是。
Welcome back, Aloy. When you're ready, please merge ether with me. Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates.
务必小心。
Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Aletheia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
救命的意思啊！
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Aletheia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Aletheia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function,
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
不要两个累赘。
Included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
对啊，你集结同伴，这样不要去。虽然我是很希望他们，不要去了。回忆摇篮，两个就变暂停了。回忆摇篮。 阿尔交谈。
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Now that was another one of those subordinate function things. Yeah, that one was called Hades.
晚上好。
And you said
哦，晚上好啊。
Aloy ended it for good, right? But Gaia doesn't need it.
I think we're all better off without it.
刚刚那盖亚说什么？帮我建了什么东西？
下午在忙事情。
哦，没问题。可以升级耶！哇，要好多材料哦！怎么这么多材料啦？啊，这游戏怎么这么的 motherfucker 嘞？ 这好像不错，有火有爆炸、啊。小声好了。电火跟防护的。 我现在发现，如果我后面没补品的话， 低生命恢复还蛮需要的欸。这个过深了。弩箭。10号也是机器人，多学习啊，你们。
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
华尔跟佐沃。哦，不错哦。看过了，这样。先看一下每间房间。哇塞，都在装潢哎。
Looks like Erend and Catalo moved their stuff in.
这就有灯的，不需要那些蜡烛吧？
The door's unlocked now.
厕所，哎，厕所哎。
Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for control center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
茅坑。
That's too bad.
茅坑？什么茅坑啊？哦，你在说那个哦？哎呀，不要这么说嘛。
Hey Gaia, why doesn't this door have power?
At my current operating level, I am only able to restore functionality to part of this facility. In time, that may change.
Got it. Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your
不错的房间哦。
appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them.
贴心啊，你们。
I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia. And Gaia put all of her faith in me. If I can do it all, recover the sub-functions, defeat Forzineth, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud. My old spear. Rust helped me make it when I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. When Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab, I thought I saw Rost.
罗斯特是他养父吧？
Or what I have to do. But still, wish he was here.
罗斯特他老爸一开始就领便当了。什么？通行证？
This is the rite of passage that Vishav gave me at the embassy.
哦。
WW
结果给完就去世了。
I think he was really looking forward to going home. When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. Vishav was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy, but with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance.
对，那个 补足所有的。好了，旁边还有吗？这是啊，这是路，这是出口。好，结束了，那我们继续跟他们会合吧。
There she is.
You ready to head out?
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
一个近战，一个是近战加远程，啊，我也是近战跟远程。希望他们能有点作用啊，吸怪的作用啊！哇塞！
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
肥仔爬不，有一个肥仔爬不动了。我操！哎，那个远风人哎，这打得赢吗？哎，他的防护有破掉哎，所以用剑可以把他的防护给破坏掉吗？
Well, that takes the keg.
哎，那远风的那个他的防护罩给有破掉哎，所以是用电就可以了吗？可是我没有电的剑矢哎，我有电的剑矢，我好像有。那武器好屌哦！呀！
Obviously more Zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it. I wonder how much snow is gonna pile up.
他一招一只哎，他手上那个变形武器超屌的哎。他看到有箱子啊，箱子。有箱子，先捡。 侵野者被打死了，武器吧，是不是？没了吗？没东西了吗？狐狸在上面了。哎，饶了你，饶了你。 怎么还有追踪者啊？好了，我们来看一下他的防具。好想把他身体好想把他扒光哦。
But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will.
Hello, Verbena?
But it's gone.
What do you have for me?
Yeah.
I checked everywhere,
Well,
still no sign of the asset.
I'll wait
Can
here.
we call off this pointless search already?
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
杰拉德，我怎么
声音变了？
声音变了？
What a mess.
什么声音啊？鬼魅啊，这是那只啊，那只机器人。
Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset.
资产。
This asset is.
跟在草地上的时候好像不太一样。
这样不太一样。
角色声音。
哪一只角色？可能1代2代有变吧，就是角色。 可是我记得没什么变啊，都一样啊。调查战场上那边。上面有这是什么？
An Oseram with a focus.
欧瑟兰呢？
Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
为什么欧瑟兰会有欧瑟兰人会有 focus 啊？
Weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off. Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? Alright. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
哎，兔子不要跑！野味，野味。
Forge's breath. What a mess. All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up, all so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
会不会是那个黑人啊？
Do that. Do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress. If it blew up.
She was searching for something she'd lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing you said could be here? The Luthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
所以应该是找伊露西亚吧，是另外一个从属函式。啊，他会不会进这个洞啊？
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset.
可能就在里面了。
I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Errand, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go. Lighting in.
算了。
There's some kind of old world room
哎，
down here.
这边有遗迹耶！
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia, found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
可能吧。这是不是还是说这是以露西亚造成的？就是他钻，他说不定他是个机器，钻进来躲起来。
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
指令记录。碉堡门，这是什么东西？传输器，
I've never seen a transmitter like this before.
这是不是远风人的传输器啊？
Looks like it's self-destructed.
欸，这个好屌，这东西好像一把剑哦。
This was a Far Zenith research lab.
远风研究所
Looks。like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthea's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
.是走这边吗？要是走这边呢？看有没有别条路哦。一上去，哎，这好像也是可以走啊。
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
哇，这里应该是拿那个拿物资的地方。
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility. This
What
place
were they
keeps
for?
on going. Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes a person.
我姐煮的东西真的是不太能吃。
哎，你姐会煮菜吗？这边被突破了。 这边应该是没有什么重要东西啊，很好哎，有人煮菜煮东西给你吃哎，而且还这么晚的时候，虽然你觉得不好吃， 多路可以走，哎，这什么东西？藏在这种地方啊！好像喉咙好痒。
也不能说不好吃，应该说味道特别 W。
哦，真的假的？没关系啊，能填饱肚子就不错了，可以了 ，OK 了 ，OK 了。
Somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
我这边才是。
How is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. The control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
哦，所以这边主线哦。这样，我要去看一下别的地方。看有没有别条路。这边还有一扇门。哦，这边也是拿物资的地方。计划顺位调整。远峰研究团队。生命培养室移至仓库。
Find anything that might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
回春基因什么东西啊？返老还童是啊，他们在做返老还童的药物哦。神病哦，怎样？返老还童，哇塞，夸张哦！可是刚刚看好像失败哎。 不然他们还是异想天开啊！
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
你想想我，这哪里啊？我忘记他那个。 记号，等一下，这么多啊！你刚刚那个，他们说那个，哦，237。
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
一个人哎，你们是一个人哎，也是一个人哎，哎，那不是那个吗？伊丽莎白， 祖贝克哎，复制人哎。
Aloy, it's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta.
伊丽莎白这近几年来变菜市场名了。
Still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsiness. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now.
啊，他们有嘞，有以路西亚哎。
I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with.
哎，盖亚内核还在他手上哎。所以他已经死了，盖亚内核还在他这边呢。
So
she's still alive.
We need to get her back to.
Oh shit! They can fly. Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Aaron?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
你鬼妹下来了。
Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
所以他还活着，只是他被冷冻了。完了，我一个人对鬼妹哦。
I can't let it get through to Varl on the clone.
那我布置陷阱呢？布置陷阱的时候就需要。
Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you?
Woo! Eh, 你们刚刚没什么用啊！哎，他是直接。哎，我放那两个没屁用哦。呜！ 这是干嘛？哎，他这干嘛？ 他是因为被我腐蚀的关系，所以说他就站着不动了。你不要动成这样，很恶心哦。他是被我腐蚀之后就变成这样子哦。哎，我设这两个屁用啊！好浪费哦。 哦，超浪费的啦！那我还放这两个干嘛啊？哦，那好像不需要它哎，不需要用到这个。
菊花残满地伤。
花残。好，先这样子好了。可恶，接近白色字。
Gotta get back up top and deal with that other specter.
对付另一个影妹，所以他们只有派影妹来而已啊。你看吧，他派他们两个来，一个对付不了影妹，啊，另外一个是守护别人。
Errand.
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
结果到后面还是要我打，有屁用啊他们！所以他们没有盖亚的那个城市，所以说他们得到一路西亚也没有用。
Errand, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
The second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire.
我可以刺杀他吗？这是什么？这防护罩哦。
A heavy weapon. That could help. Hello.
好爽！我看到什么东西？ 好弱，他这个影妹好弱哦，这什么东西？影妹超弱的哎。
Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing
我要先拿下。
Maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all.
你是什么东西啊？你是什么东西啊？好恶心哦！
It seems quieter when it snows. No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing.
是什么东西啊？所以说要拿回去给盖亚分析嘛。
I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
So the old ones painted...
Errand? You okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
There's two of you now! At least you seem to be handling it okay.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm trying. Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it.
结果被电死了。结果被电死了是吧？那个全身穿着盔甲过来之后跑去山顶上，那根本就是避雷针嘛。
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
I have to get going.
Don't go causing too much trouble.
Hello, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just,
我看我得去装个水。
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Yes, this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe. You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down.
去播 OWO.
She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
去什么？怎么了？去播啊？去播？去吧。等一下，等一下，我先看一下剧情。
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I
装
wanted to
水
understand why
OWO.
等一下
one of
哦。
them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again.
所以嘛，我们的设计师不在，所以没办法设计一些机器。
It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies.
以前是用来修复天空的哦。哎，我真的不知道哎，暴风鸟拿来修复天空的哦。
But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
难怪叫暴风鸟。哦，以前一代吧，暴风鸟很大只哎，风暴鸟还是暴风鸟，超大只的。他跟他打的时候，那时候在雪山吧，在雪山吧，过来那个哇，那个真的是天崩，那个，而且那时候还下大雪，狂风暴雨的，哇塞！等一下还有谁？还有人要讲话吗？哦，我们先下去看他好了。
Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
所以它这个 focus 是很原始的东西哦。
Booting up.
So, Aloy, I suppose you want information about you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them.
Huh?
The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
所以他们活了1000年。
Alive. They don't even look. What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you are?
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
等一下，我先去找个水。所以嘛，就是反正就是。装了一些热水，所以意思就是说，反正就是像刚刚说的啊，之前我不知道有没有讲到，反正就是他妈把地球上生物全部毁掉之后，自己再重建一个， 就是把自己当创世神啊，是不是？讲到创世神，是不是就想到麦块？没有啦，开玩笑的，当个创世神。
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over? When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
灭绝信号。
So you know about the extinction signal. It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise. So we're dealing with the same family of people who are on Earth. What else do you know about them? They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says. Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know.
哦，你说那个在那边一开始他跟我在那边戏弄我的那个人哦，干那个真的很贱哎。
Here on Earth. Where is it?
Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too. How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run, I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eleuthea's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
机会来了，为什么？
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eleuthia. What did you do exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, Only one of the Zeniths would go.
哦，所以就是外面那远峰人哦。
Rebels killed outside the facility. But Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eleuthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eleuthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done.
真蠢哎！
You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
可是就算他逃跑，他们还可以再制作出一个伊丽莎白啊。
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
Oh?
So it still exists.
所以可以学习咯。我们文明还有救。
If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge just out of reach must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or
so? How long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaius is powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaius is still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location. Of course not.
他怎么这么激动啊？
You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone.
还要疯了吗？
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
神经很错乱。
It's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
只要能跟远峰人战斗，其实就 OK 了。至少我们遇到他们的时候，我就不用害怕了。我靠，他们防罩都打不爆，打不爆之类的。
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was polished stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zenith.
A moment. I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
不会是那个黑人吧？赛伦斯哎，他有那武器哎。
That is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zenith got Aletheia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time.
所以我们要把另外两个找到。
Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right.
所以我们这边3个远锋人打败他们，我就可以得到3个。过来再加那个赛上面那5个字的那个，这样的话就等于是凑齐了。
I still have 2 more subfunctions to get.
哦，11个景点呢，好多哦，好爽哦！我还不把这个给加爆。这个还蛮需要的。靠，这么屌啊！我靠！我操！
I'm back, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy. What would you like to discuss?
哇，好多哦！
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for just.
等一下，这我好像看过哦。
Unfortunately.
Pharaoh, huh?
对，这我看过哦。
All 3 of the missing functions have, or were. Do you still need?
Restoring their remaining elements would increase empowering my. Unfortunately, attaining them in the short.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over the Zenith base. But we'll need Hephaestus and a bunch of combat machines to do that.
Correct.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened. It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful. So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines, attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such.
这我好像也看过了。
That's good.
Indeed.
还有以太，等一下。
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
Well, that's a relief. Be nice not to have to fight my way through a storm anymore.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over. So they can do how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
Why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into
也有可能，对，这也有可能。
Their own personal playground.
对啊，长生不死这个很夸张。
So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dalgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development.
安插的线人哦。
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the system's design through him, despite his failure.
所以在没被发现之前，就已经熟悉了他们这边的那些设计吧。过来之后，他们才会用。
I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
How's Catalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have to...
所以说做一手吗？我觉得是不是做一手？
He will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I...
做一手吗？是不是做一手？是不是？如果是做一手的话，我愿意帮忙哎，我觉得应该很帅。
Studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data,
Indeed.
Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's
这是
Aaron
上周
handling
五的
things?
场景吧？
He is becoming increasingly
上周五的场景，
focused
什么场景
after
啊？
an initial incident.
What did he do?
我已经忘记上周五在干嘛了。牙坏了，太娇贵了，好好笑哦。
顺便问一下，有机会看沈呆玩瓦罗兰吗？
瓦罗兰是什么东西啊？瓦罗兰是什么啊？我不知道你在说什么东西。
Gaia, what was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online,
好吧，反正上周五也是在这，只是主角衣服不一样。
因为可能上周五就刚好就把盖亚复活了吧，把它修复好。
Listening to her stories, she was my creator, my guide.
这个地方可能我们之后可能会常常来找盖亚啦。
When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. Though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not.
哦，所以他看到那时候第一代结尾，他那个亚罗伊有
就是特战英豪 OW
哦。还有借由 Focus 看到一代结尾说，那亚罗伊有找到伊丽莎白尸体，可是那时候他已经是一个人躺在，好像是躺在椅子上吧，还是哪里我忘记了，就死在那边了，其实还蛮可怜的。特战英豪哦，现在那个吃鸡游戏没有说就是吸引我。
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined.
特战英豪不是吃鸡，是类似 CSGO 的中东。
CS 哦 ，CS 我以前玩很烂哎，所以我也没有很想去玩那个。以前都被虐惨，玩几下就不玩了。
时间不早 ，OW 明早见。
好啦，拜拜。我要继续玩啊。
Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
哇，真的是个贱人呢！没事做这些干嘛
A while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures returned to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology.
哦，殖民船。
As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
As the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
所以是那个无人机吗？我懒得找哎。
I guess I should get going.
As you say. Be well, Aloy.
前往波塞顿坐标。哦，第二个就对了。狩猎地。啊，又是一个哎。这我可不可以解啦？无声攻击杀死未察觉的机器，应该可以解的吧？这个。他怎么任务啊
Hey, you and Aaron okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay? This beta thing, it's a lot. Even for you.
Just trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift, and to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with
晚安。
动物尸体填什么？好了，晚安晚安，快睡吧。
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else.
那是娃娃啦，不是 不是什么尸体里面装填充物啊，有没有搞错啊？
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Aaron. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something about 2 trees coming from 1 seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I see everyone's settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life anew. I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a snap mall.
Still, it's not a bad idea. Should liven up the place.
你不用啦，你这边植物一多起来，蚊虫就多了。我不要，不要把这边搞得没办法住人呐。我最不喜欢蚊虫叮咬了，你给我在那边放一堆有的没的。诶，先接吗？先不要接好了，我们先去那个，先接一接好了。接完之后，我们就先去那个。
There is something I'd like to discuss. It's about the land gods. If you have time, that is.
You said you wanted to talk about the land gods?
I think there's a way to heal them so that they'll once again provide Plainsong with grain. Gaia gave me a set of instructions. She called it a reboot code. If we deliver it to the land gods, their derangement will end.
That's great.
Maybe. There are thorns on the path. Unless the code is given by Hephaestus, the land gods will reject it. Gaia showed me a way around this. We need components called control cores from machines made by Hephaestus. Machines similar to the land gods.
You mean Grimhorns? Like the one we fought in the repair bay?
Yes. Gaia helped me locate 2 of them out west.
So, kill the machines, get the control cores, then use them to adapt the reboot code into something the land gods will obey?
If all goes well, but taking down 2
2个缠脚兽。
We'll do it together.
Bless you, Aloy. I'll send you the location of the machines.
缠脚兽是什么
I'll let you know when I get close to those Grimhorns.
Good. If we can get their control cores, maybe we really can heal the land gods.
第2段歌曲。话说我们那个科纳提人怎么不见啊？那个元帅嘞？那元帅到底去哪里啊？我怎么不见人影了？哎，怎么又有惊叹号啊？
It's pretty weird talking to Beta, seeing someone who looks like me. Even though it seems like she doesn't act anything like me. Or Elizabeth, for that matter.
教育不同啊。
Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet.
哦，你怎么跑到这里来了？
Programs are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varl and Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like
没有没有，很弱很弱，太弱爆了。
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there.
谁想啊？我当然也不想啊。
Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path. for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tanakh territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
都看过啦。哇，真的那都看过啦。
I need to go.
想说为什么它还亮着？是不是出问题呀？啊？好啦，结束了，那我们来去挑战啊！我现在应该有增伤，应该 OK 了吧？我们去挑战看看。
Those look like snoke.
不能传送。诶，他怎么走过头？杨法，你在我面前啊，不得不打。哎，他这边有那个火点，可是不让我飞。我们来开始吧，无声攻击，看看可不可以一击必杀啦。 一击必杀是最好了。可以杀死。 过来，过来，过来！哇，不过来的欸。 还那一只哎，那只怎么不见了？
I'll put these in my pack.
God! 靠背嘞！等一下，为什么它没有显示出来？为什么没有显示出来？为什么它没有显示出来啊？ 怎么没有显示暗杀的符号出来啊？有没有搞错啊？怎么没有显示出来啊？我好气哦！为什么没有显示出来？ 就差一只哎！
Had second thoughts? Just slide down a rope to start. I look forward to seeing you compete.
真小。 走慢一点，大哥。
You've got skills. You earned yourself a prize. You should be proud of yourself.
无声滑行考验。
Jump down with the ropes, and we'll begin the trial.
啊！失败。哎。
You didn't finish your trial. Go down the rope, and I'll start timing the trial.
哎，没有啊！你在唬烂我啊！ 没有啊，哎。
You want another trial? Jump down with the ropes, and we'll begin the trial.
有了，啊，怎么刚刚没出现？太低不行哦。轻松轻松，有了有了，所以是不够高嘛，应该是不够高。
A good hunt deserves a good prize. Take this. You've earned it.
好，成功了，这边都解完了。
I'll be here when you return.
哎，啊，这不算成功吗？有啊，成功了，这是25等哎。哇塞，这么远啊！ 这边有叛军哨站呢。啊，这个猎猪场哎，对吼，等一下那个覆盖指令那个部分我忘记解了，我要宽口兽那什么挖沟的，好多东西啊，好多要玩哦。 对啊，猎猪场。这是线，追根究底。哦，在那边哦。刚好这边解一解之后，我们可以去把这个场景兽。 滑行兽啊，这不是蛇吗？
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
A few days ago, I came across a massive bloom of flowers east of the grove. Old Dorica was out there, too. I offered to escort her back to Scalding's Spear, but she refused. She's an accomplished soldier, to be sure. But her spear isn't as sharp as it used to be, if you get my meaning.
If I'm out there, I'll keep an eye out for her.
好多差事哦，哇，超多任务哎，看一下。追根究底，我看。
Are you looking to buy?
我掉到哪里不知道啊。
Stay and rest, or push on.
算了，太远都不知道掉到哪里去。
Should use shock ammo.
我现在是集满7一发1支，哎，我这样就轻松多了。
Tanakh settlement. Might want to stop for supplies.
算了，然后不小心手残，没有握好，过来就按到了，算了。晒哦！
Definitely don't sound like rebels.
我开啊！你撞我嘞！
I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind.
秃鹰。啊，飞走了，算了。哇，怎么前面这么多只啊？那是雷霆雅吗？冰霜。
Frost isn't gonna do much.
这里也太这里也太多。绕边边好，这边也太多那个了吧？保险起见，准备好。我不知道可不可以一起把他杀死。也太多机器人了吧！
Smoke. Could be from a camp. Maybe I should check it out. Some kind of Osram camp? How'd they end up out here?
Oh, 终于到了。
I must be closing in on the signal.
Chased me all the way back to camp.
Solana, glad to see you made it.
Thanks to the secret passage through your base. It was quite a sight.
Secret passage? Don't let the others hear you say that, or you'll have a lot of Oseram knocking at your door.
And you are?
This is Raggard. He's a scout with this caravan. He says Amadis was here.
He joined up with our expedition right before we went through the tunnel. After we made camp here, I set out to do some scouting. I also made peace offerings to the Tanakh for trespassing in their territory. Amadis wanted me to ask around about some place called the Rot.
What did you find out?
Most I learned was that it's where the Tanakh took their prisoners. Somewhere far to the west near Thornmarsh, the Lowland clan's capital. He set out to find it not long after.
On his own?
I tried to warn him, but he was dead set on going.
What happened when you went through the tunnel?
Nothing. Our crew split into 2 groups to pass through. Everyone here was part of the first crossing. Aside from some pitch-black passages, it was quiet. Whatever befell the second group spared us. Steel Spark be praised. But you best talk to Porgov about that. He knows a bit more than I do.
Did Amadis say anything about why he was heading to the Rot?
Afraid not. He was a man of few words.
Sounds like him. Did he look okay to you?
More or less. He seemed shaken when we learned the tunnel had collapsed behind us. But then again, so was everyone around here.
So you're a scout for this crew. Anything I should know about the area?
Where to start? Down south we got a trio of Oseram trying to delve into the ruins in the sand.
There are more of you?
They're the ones we followed out here in the first place. And then there are all the other folk who broke away as soon as we got to this side of the tunnel. Salvagers, explorers, all sorts of daring venturers.
Just how many of you were there?
Enough to lose track, that's for sure. I've also spotted some rebels a while back too. Seems like they've been patrolling the desert. Heard all about the rebellion from the Tanakh up in Scalding Spear. That's the Desert Clan's capital, north of here.
Sounds like you've really gotten to know the area.
It's what I do.
Thanks, Raggart. This has been helpful.
Hope you find him.
Okay, I'll head for Thornmarsh. Meet me there.
Hold on.
What?
You're willing to go to the ends of Tanakh's territory to find this guy. No hesitation.
Of course, he's one man alone in the Forbidden West. I'm just worried about him.
I think it's more than that. I'll meet you near the lowland capital. But then, you're going to tell me who Amadis really is.
Fine. I'll lay low, north of the village. See you there.
这边有任务哎。
Looks like we have company. Why not rest? You might want to avoid going too deep into the desert, especially the southwest. One of our scouts ran into some nasty Tanakh down there, the kind that contain machines. He barely made it back alive.
Thanks for letting me know.
魔鬼之握。
Sounds like the rebels are as friendly as ever.
哇塞，这么远啊！那太远了吧？我们先解这个，先把它开地图。
I wonder what they're doing this far out in the desert.
看看可不可以开啊？ 草龙卷风啊！ 这是什么东西？火焰中备手，还成群结队嘞！哎，流动飓风，恐怖哦！那东龙卷风害得还有被看到啦！他叫火焰中备手，结果他怕电，有没有搞错啊？
Looks like Osram gear. What are they doing here?
靠，知道怎么爬啊
That doesn't look good. I should check it out. Looks like the Osram used some kind of harpoon to take this machine down. It must have attacked the camp. Maybe my focus can help me figure out why. These Osram were killed by machines. So the one they took down wasn't alone.
等一下，这个也上不去啊！不会是也是用飞的吧？哇塞，是怎样？一代都可以用爬的。
These are tall neck antennas. The Osram must have stripped them somehow. A harpoon weapon with anchors. Were they? They were trying to take down that tall neck. So the Osram wanted to weigh down that tall neck and strip it for parts. The machines must have caught them in the act. I wish there was a way to climb up and inspect the damage. Unless I take down the tall neck myself and try to repair it on the ground. It won't be pretty, but at least it'll get fixed.
使用弩炮？真的假的啊？ 那这样的话，我可不可以顺便就是开地图啊？好久，快点！
Probably other anchors set up in the area. I need to find them. Use them to take down that tall neck.
其他毛。
I've already used that ballista. I should look for others in the area. Hello to you too. Looks like machines like this one too. Another ballista. It's got one of the anchors I need. Alrighty, if one more should weigh it down enough. More machines. I need to hurry.
你怕什么？忘记了。
Pain subsiding.
Fuck， 三小啊！这好像用过了。
I've already used that ballista.
这用过了。
Others in the area.
要是这边了，这边还没。
Time to fight.
上面。
That weapon still has an anchor. Let's use it. You, I can figure out what needs fixing.
走开啦，中背兽！没事，跑来干嘛啊？还是怕水的。 哈哈，这样覆盖的哦，是这样覆盖的哦。按错了，我没按到。这个重来又不会吧？完成哦，还好啊，没事，完成了耶！刚才傻眼了，我没按到，直接掉下去了。哦，哦，显示好多哦。哇，超多的嘞！好，我们要去波塞顿了。波塞冬，怎么又是你？在怕什么？忘记了。好，呛到。它还是跟以前一样，还蛮好打的啊。
of rebels. Time to find whoever's
叛军哦，右边哦。
charge and take them out.
要打掉吗？
Shot could do a lot of damage.
操！
There are riders patrolling the area. Better stay out of sight.
They're our first line of defense.
Gotta shoot the right ammo to set that off.
Who's that?
哇，被烧死哎！屁啊，被看到了！
They seem to have the best gear.
That hit!
他们好弱哦。
I have that Easterner! Finish her! Hope it hurts.
'That'll keep me on my feet.
We've gotta help them! Here it comes!
This one's got some turrets I keep finding. Thanks. Not sure what to do with them. I'll just hold on to them for now. Without a leader, the rebels should abandon this place. Further away. The area should be controlled.
他们血也太薄了吧？那血超薄的耶！重点是我刚刚怎么射一下，他们就全都知道我在这啊！我有躲起来啊！ 真是怪了。
I'll fill up all I can.
就这边成功了吗？哦，完成了。哎，miss，奇怪，怎么 miss 嘞？
This must be the ruins of Las Vegas. Poseidon shouldn't be far.
拉斯维加斯以及。 哇，怎么那么多鞋子啊？鞋子是不是只有绿色啊？一直到处打。 快到了。
Gaia said this is where I'd find Poseidon, but the ruins out here are exposed to the elements. But a lot of them are buried in the sand. So maybe Poseidon is underground. If that's true, I might be able to find a way down through one of these structures.
到了吗？这么大区哦！我哪知道在哪里呀？有吗？ 哇，这个面积也太大了吧！我要找到什么时候啊？现在去问他看看好了。 那是草哎，这个没办法，我用不掉。还是那中心那个塔。对啊，为什么这边有水啊？泪流塔。有人在这边。
Looks like there's something behind that tarp.
I was out of. I was so close. To drowning, maybe. Not to the embers. Moreland, it's over. Well, not for me, it's not. Then you're going to die alone. Because we're not sticking around to fish out the corpse. We're through.
So the visionary's fate hung in the balance. Would he choose life or succumb to deadly delusion?
Hello. So, there's an ancient city under the sand, but it's flooded.
Suddenly, a Norse spear maiden appeared.
Yeah, okay, well, you're not typical Delvers. That's for sure. Someone's been through here. What's this?
I call it a diving bubble. This is the Mark I. The Mark II was better, but it got stuck halfway down. Air tube snagged.
You went down in that.
Yeah, I hardly expect a layperson to understand.
Because that's pretty smart.
I'm sorry. May I remind you, you got stuck inside and nearly drowned.
It'd have to be portable, though. Machine kneecap, maybe?
Well, you'd need a filter.
Synthetic membrane would do it. With a hose to a compressed
air capsule. Hammer and tongs. What is this? What is happening here? What? Get over here.
she's a stranger.
You got a name?
Aloy.
Moreland. Not a stranger anymore. Come on. I got the original schematics over here.
所以我有那个。
Well, hold on. Just a couple questions first.
Fair enough. Partner?
Partner?
鬼店无言。
What's so important down there that you'd risk your life?
Well,
Moreland, I'm not interested in salvage, okay? Whatever you find below is yours.
Well, all right. Then what if I told you we were delving for the most spectacular treasures ever scribed by man or maid?
I'd say get to the point.
No nonsense. I like it. Behold, an ember.
Looks like a piece of junk.
Well, now, yes, but with a proper spark. These magnificent creations of the old ones paint mesmerizing pictures in the air, and the ruins below us are full of them. A feast for the eyes beyond description. Just as my old Gramps promised me.
How did your grandfather discover these embers?
He was here. 40-odd years ago. He was one of the first to lead a delving party into the West. He discovered the ancient city around us, plumbed the depths of this very structure. He found the hollow underneath and the glowing embers all about. Took as many as he could and brought them home. He always wanted to come back and get more, but, well, never scraped up the shards. What he really wanted to do was use the embers to put on a show. One unlike the world has ever seen.
Sounds like quite a guy.
He was a true delver and a true showman. And I miss him. But I will do him proud. I will gather the embers and put on a spectacle that would have amazed even him. With your help, of course.
So these embers project images?
Paintings of light. It's amazing stuff. This one showed the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, beckoning all to a buffet of lobster and succulent beefs. I must have watched it about 100 times as a child in my old Gramps workshop.
What happened to it?
Over time, they die out. I cried the day that this one's light faltered. But there are many more below, as you'll see if you get down there like I did and my old Gramps before me.
So what exactly happened down there?
It was a delve like no other. A chance to follow my old Gramps' footsteps. Beneath this structure here is an enormous hollow, a dome protected from the sands. We built this elevator here to ensure easy egress and exit. It's quite a contraption, actually, and not so easy to...
Right. Again. What happened?
At the bottom, we beheld the treasure my Gramps first discovered. Painted images in the air of every description. Dancing women, games and coins and promises of jackpots. I don't know what that is, but it's gotta be good. But then, something went wrong. The images turned nautical. Waves went through them, even fish. It's like a strange underwater dream.
Poseidon's dream.
Yes. Well, suddenly there was this terrible crashing sound, and then an explosion of water erupted from the floor.
So water just shot up from the floor and filled the place up?
It was a raging flood unlike anything I've seen. We ran like forge fire and barely made it up the elevator as a wave just crashed beneath us. Shaken, but not stirred, I built the diving bubbles Mark I and Mark II. I tried the descent in each, but I nearly drowned both times. Abaddon's beside himself. He thinks I'm insane. But I can't give up now. I've come too far. And the embers are just barely within my reach.
Well, maybe I can help.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
可是到底有没有修好啊？
You guys don't seem like average delvers.
We're not really delvers at all. We're showmen.
Like performers?
You're Nora, and thus unfamiliar with the arts. We stage spectacles all around the claim. Stemmer tells stories, which I augment with all manner of sounds and fireworks, and Abaddon, he, well...
Complains?
He handles the money, which amounts to about the same thing. When we delve, it's to find gear for my theatrics. Which makes this delve the most important one of all.
所以是为了自己的表演而努力着。
How deep is it? Can't I just swim down?
Only if you have gills. You can stack 50 kegs in that shaft.
Leave it to the Oseram to measure something in kegs.
Talking liquid depths. I'd say it's apt.
After not, sounds too deep to hold my breath.
Hence, our new invention.
I'd better get after those parts.
There's a fully intact compressed air capsule in the Mark II, but like I said, it's stuck in the shaft.
If you made it back up alive, I should be able to swim down that far.
All right. As for the other parts, Stemmer scouted a herd due south of here that should have what we need.
I'm on it.
Great. I'll come back when you get the gear. Good hunting.
有两个哦，一个是曲微空气压缩机，多长？哦，差点。
Got the compressed air capsule.
I thought
Well,
we were finally going to get away from this place.
Well, good thing that Aloy showed up.
I'll dry
我
off.
差点就要死掉了。
The longer their sojourn in the desert, the crustier the shard counter's mood became.
Probably get a guest list of 50. So we'd need at least 3 dozen kegs. Brown ale, maybe. No, for him, scrapper sap.
Are you planning a party?
Budgeting for Moreland's funeral, thanks to you. I was this close. We were gonna move on, leave all this nonsense behind, and you come along, you spark your wet noodle idea.
It's going to work.
I've heard that before.
So, how does someone like you end up working for someone like Moreland?
I work with Moreland. We got 3 equal claims in this venture. I saw one of his early shows. Back when it was just him and his inventions. Works of flame, lights, and shadows, all kinds never seen the like. But the man is all spectacle. No sense. Bleeds shards like... You get the idea. Without me to handle the finances, his dreams would be sunk. More sunk. Wish we were back in the claim. Plenty of normal shows to do without the salvage from this blasted place.
And yet, you're here, in the middle of the desert, delving for his dream.
It was a good one. But sometimes, a dream has to die.
This dream of Moreland's
is going to get him killed.
Let's say it doesn't. What happens after he gets the salvage down there?
Then we put on the greatest show the world's ever seen. We'll have special seating, premium ale, the works. Moreland will do his light spectacle thing, and Stemmer will get their eyes a-sparkling with his tales, and I'll be selling tickets. It's a nice thought, anyway.
Moreland mentioned you were showman.
What? An Osram can't be anything other than a delver, tinker, or drunkard? Okay, sure, we are delvers too, but that is not our main source of income. Mostly, we go town to town, putting on shows.
These shows, what are they? What happens at them?
Tales and spectacle. Moreland's got the technical know-how. Builds all manner of inventions, whirligigs of light and sound, cannons that shoot fire and showers of sparks, and Stemmer
keeps them enthralled. Tales of adventure in the smoothest baritone.
Yeah, that.
And you?
Me? Who do you think handles the financials for the whole blasted thing? Those two might have the sparks, but do you think they know their way around shards? No, they don't.
So Moreland was down in this ancient city, and...
The three of us went down below.
You?
I can delve, too.
Right. And, then what happened?
What do you think? Water rushed in, we ran. Then Moreland built that blasted thing. Nearly got himself drowned. Twice. You want the finer details of his stupidity? You go ask him.
I'll leave you alone.
Do us a favor. Leave us all alone.
The stout-hearted huntress approached. Her appearance as sudden as a spark of destiny, when the delve was at its direst.
That's, quite the introduction.
Maybe a little internal rhyme instead. A maiden arose from the very sands that bore our woes. Nah, too trite.
What is it with you and all the... words?
That's what I do. The stalwart storyteller gazed upon the maiden with well-earned pride in his life's work. Stemmer wordsmith, at your service.
How did you end up following Moreland out here?
Bright-eyed Moreland held his dreams aloft like a burning candle. And where that light went, the hearts of men were sure to follow.
So you admire him?
Admiration is but a gentle fire. It's the spark that delvers and tinkers and rogues alike are sure to warm to.
Okay, guess that answers something. Your friend over there doesn't like me too much. The loud one.
The old bean counter has the personality of a moss-eaten rock. But oh, what a wicked mind for money. And a memory as long as life, or even the smallest debt.
By that, he means he owes me shards. 147, to be exact.
But as sharp as he was in things pecuniary, he had a dull forgetfulness for how many times a certain wordsmith saved his hoary hide.
147. 147.
147.
What exactly does a wordsmith do?
Like a tinker at the forge, a wordsmith hammers out words to entrance all who hear them. The young, the old, and frequently the inebriated.
I didn't take the Osram for storytellers.
They say the only thing makes a cold brew go down easier is a tale of times gone by.
But it's always best to hit the road before the keg runs dry.
Why's that?
Oh, well, the Osram could get mighty agitated if they run out of drink, or if they don't like your story.
So you're saying being a wordsmith can be dangerous?
Oh, yeah. Story goes the wrong way, Osram will throw stuff at you.
What, like fruit?
More like chairs or...
手榴弹.
The veteran wordsmith persevered through it all, hammer in hand, ready to give as good as he got. How do you think we got here all the way from the claim anyway, past those blasted machines? It wasn't by talking.
Got to go see someone about an underwater city.
And lo, the huntress went forth.
What now? I'm always willing to engage in some commerce.
不太有哎。冰风暴破，冰风暴破。哇，哎，有那个哎，它有那个哎，有3种哎，不错哎，我有哎，我可以换哎币。这是近战的啊。
Fine.
I'll be...
Finally.
现在道具还可造成电浆伤害的弹药。按错了啦！
See you later.
轻武器。这不是电跟那个嘛？它这个电有那个什么那个电浆跟那个冰的哦，这不错。让我看一下啊。
We'll find a way to get the embers.
哦，这么近哦！
I know we will.
我觉得剩下的部分下次再来打好了，我想休息了。好，我今天先实况到这喽，我们就下次见，拜拜。
Shard counter found he had lost the war of words.